Hey, so I'm going to be doing a tutorial on Command and Conquer modding, and I might be doing some tutorials on Doom modding as well in the future. But yeah, I just figured I'm kind of getting into Command and Conquer modding. I grew up on Command and Conquer. I love that series extremely, and I haven't really tried modding in it. I've done a little modding in the game Doom from 1993. That I like. I like that game a lot, and I also like Command and Conquer quite a lot, and have been realizing how possible it is, or how easy it is, or doable for me at least. It is. Um, and I was realizing though that there aren't a lot of good. Well, I couldn't find any, at least so far, tutorials online, video tutorials of modding for this particular game. There are some, I think, for OpenRA, but I am right now focusing on Command and Conquer Remastered. However, I'd love to do some tutorials on OpenRA as well. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be a video about doing the asset replacement in just replacing images basically um, on Command and Conquer Remastered if you have that game. So they make it pretty easy. Petroglyph makes it pretty easy with modding their games, and I will be trying to show a little bit of the process here for that. Okay, cool. Hey, so I am editing this video you're watching right now, and I realized that for basically the whole video, I uh, had my camera picture up in kind of an unfortunate spot for when I'm doing the photo editing and stuff, and explaining that with GIMP. That's I'm covering the file basically, the upper left hand side of the program, so you can't really see some of the stuff that I'm clicking on. So I'm sorry about that. I think it makes sense enough the way it is, but yeah, yeah. All right, but yeah, I realized that for this tutorial I kind of messed up a little bit by covering up some stuff. Although I think I'm explaining it well with the way I'm talking. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a brief overview of everything we're going to be covering a little bit. So I'm going to show you how to where to find the game files for Command and Conquer Remastered that we'll be editing, how to extract them, what program you might be able to use to do editing of them, and then also uh, where to put and how to package your mod so that you can just kind of click it on and off in the game in the mod section, um, as opposed to just replacing the assets in the game and then having to reinstall the game or something if you want to get it back to normal. So yeah, let's see here. So basically, you should, if you have Command and Conquer Remastered, just go to Properties and go to Local Files here, Browse. And so here is Command and Conquer Remastered. Here's all the files. So yeah, there's a lot that you make easily available. For instance, it just comes with the source code uncompiled. Um, yeah, this is for some slightly more advanced stuff than just asset replacement. If you can which I will show because I actually just figured out how to compile the source code. So that was interesting and cool and advanced for me. So but yeah, I will show that in a future video. But the basically, where do they keep, like if you wanted to replace, make a new unit by just replacing the assets of an existing unit, that's what I'm showing you now. So data, that is a folder here, data. Um, and in here are all these things that are called .megs, which are, I don't know what that stands for, but it's kind of Petroglyph's thing, I think, for for storing all of the assets like sound and graphics and movies and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, that's that's that. And I guess some configuration stuff and maps, and so there's movies. But yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be extracting this textures underscore TD for Tiberium Dawn underscore sRGB, which is just referring to the, I guess, type of graphics that are in there for, RGB, red, green, blue. Um, all right. Enough talk here. I'm just sort of babbling. So let us get into where to find the tool to extract it. So there's Petrolution mod tools, which has a bunch of mod tools for petroglyph games, games developed by Petroglyph, and the mega file editor is what you need. So you just go here and you download that. Then you just extract it, you install it somewhere. I'm not sure if it's exactly I forget if it's an installation process or just an extraction thing. But let's see here. So I just have everything in this folder on my desktop called Mod Experiments. And tools. And so what I did was to kind of easily be able to switch back and forth at first. I didn't know how to properly install a mod, so I started just replacing the actual game files, and I was like, oh, I got to keep a backup copy, which you could do. You could do if you just want to do it that, which is just keep a backup copy of the original stuff. But basically, I copied this textures td.srgb .meg. I copied that to originals, the folder that I just made over here called originals meg. So I have that there. That's the original meg folder. Then I have modded meg, which I have here, which I realized I didn't actually need to do. But this was kind of my first approach, was extracting it, changing stuff, then putting it back into a meg file that's modded, and then copying that over to the actual game. That was my first approach. But I realized there's a much better way to do that, which I will show you here. So once you have the meg editor installed, so you just meg editor right here, you just go to that here, and you open. So now I'm in the meg editor here. You open the Tiberium or textures td .srgb.meg, and then you see a list of all the files they got here inside this thing. And so then you just extract what you need. You could extract, I think, all of it or part of it. Or extract files. Let's see here. I guess you can just extract all of it. So I wonder if it lets me do an individual file. It does. Wow. Resource TGA. So yeah, let's do it that way, because that's the only way we really need to do it. You could extract everything like I did, but I'm going to just right now do it a slightly better way, which is, so if you're familiar with Command & Conquer, I'm going to be replacing the assets for Buggy, which is you'll see it here at the bottom. Above the VFX section, there is the units section, and then you can just see all these different units that they have here, and one of them is BGGY, which is for short for Buggy. And I'm going to try to extract just this, and let's see here. So I'm not going to extract it into the actual, I'm going to go to navigate to my mod experiments, and then I'll just put a new folder here because I already have this extracted, and I don't want to confuse things. So tutorials, so for my tutorial stuff, I guess. And I'm going to extract it here, BGGY zip. All right, so I just extracted that. Where tutorials. So there, BGGY zip. So then you can, it's a zip file there, and you can extract those files and just There we go. And then you got a folder. And in here, you have all of the buggy images. And I use, as my photo editor, GIMP. And you're just going to be opening these TGA files, these .tga files. And my computer has this program GIMP, which is free. But you can also use Photoshop or whatever. So then there's one of the buggy images. So I went to a site to find just an image of a car. So yeah, then I had just a bunch of images of a car that I found. There's a little 360-degree view thing, and I just took a bunch of screenshots, downloaded these images, and loaded them into GIMP. Let's see here, open with GIMP. And I scaled it first because I figured cutting out the white area for the cutting out the background was gonna be difficult at a higher resolution. So I figured I'd scale it down first. So I'm looking at this and I can go to the image and scale and see what the scale is. So it's 75 pixels by 98 pixels. So like for instance, if we wanted this image, the back image for this particular with this car, I would go find first the back image of the car. Okay, there we go. So yeah, got this here, and it's kind of the wrong angle for Command and Conquer, because you can see this is more of an above view, but it's still pretty funny and cool. And so basically, I first did a crop, and just to get it kind of in there, and maybe crop it even a little more so it's like pretty close to the edges. And let me get it closer to the sides here, actually. Okay, so there. Now I can scale it basically, so I can see what the width is here. I want to match it up with the width for this one. Sometimes you want to match it up with height. Whatever the shortest side is, you kind of want to match it up with that, because that's going to be the one that you're going to, you got to figure out which side you got to match it up with for it to fit on the thing. Let's see here. Filters, that's right. Image, scale. So the width is 75. Okay, so let's go back to this. Now let's do image scale and put the width down to 75. Scale. Oh, wait, and let's make sure we click that to make sure that this is right. So it's going to be 75 wide by 59 high. And we're going to go press the scale button now. And there we go. And we can hold control and mouse wheel in to zoom in. And then we got we're almost there. It looks all pixelated like it should. And because that's kind of the aesthetic of the graphics anyway. So now we're going to select everything here. With the wand tool, I'm selecting as much white as it just automatically selects. And then I'm going to delete that. And then it's kind of tedious, but you just kind of have to, there's these two selection tools here. And I don't remember what the deselect shortcut is here. Select all, none, Control-Shift-A. Control-Shift-A, is that what happens? So yeah, Control-Shift-A to unselect, which you're going to need to do as we do this. So right now I have the lasso tool selected, and I literally just go through and get as close to the pixels as I can to just cut it out as best as I can figure here. And then so I select that little section there, I press delete, and then let's see, Control-Shift-A. Yeah, there we go. All right. And then I select this area over here. So this is literally just tedium, and you don't have to do it perfect. Although the more perfect you do, I guess the better it looks. But but I don't try to do it perfectly. I just try to guess as best as I can of what I should be selecting here. Okay, and I'm just pressing delete. Once I select it, I just press delete. I close it up there, delete, Control Shift A. And yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. It doesn't look perfect. But then we're going to do control, let's see, Control A. I think it's Control A for select all. We can copy this right now. So then Control C to copy. But before that, we're going to do a Control A over here, and we're going to press delete. And then we can press Control V to paste that in there. So there we go. And then all we have to do, you don't say in GIMP, you don't do save. You do, if you want to actually replace that file you were editing here, you do overwrite, and it says BGG-0000TGA. Overwrite. There we go. And I'm just going to discard changes because it's not super important to me right now. So now you notice when we open up this one, this BGGY, it is replaced. And that's it. So now, and then the next one is not replaced. And that's basically the process. It's just tedious. That's all. You just have to open them up one by one and go through them. And there's a whole bunch of different ones here. For instance, Buggy, it's like there's like 33 angles. Something like that. I forget which one it stops at here. But you'll notice more for certain units. There's going to be more. Yep, see, that's the gun. So the Buggy has two components. As many units in this game have two graphical components. Or more. I think it's just two. Well, 30. Which one is it? Is it 30? That's the gun. Okay, so then yeah, 32 to whatever 63 down here is the gun component. So yeah, you don't have to. It's not 63. When you open the folder, you might see 63 and be like, oh wow, 63 angles. It's 33 angles, which is actually still a lot. But the way I ended up doing it was when I was replacing this with all the car images was I just made it look pretty janky. I basically had it I was just like, I picked a few frames that would be the back of the car, and then I picked a few frames that would be from an angle, and then I'd pick a few frames that would all be the same from the side, and then so like my replacement doesn't have as many frames, so it was a little simpler for me. I just picked which ones were going to be from which angle, and it's kind of a jankier animation, but it works for me for this project that I'm working on right now. So there you go. And then once you have that replaced, I'll just show you. You're going to want to copy that folder, not the zip folder, but the actual, no, actually the zip folder. That's actually right. Okay, so when you have that replaced, you want to send it back to the zip folder. So we're going to go to send to compressed zip folder. Okay, and it's buggy 2 right here. So I'll just delete the first buggy here and make this the new buggy thing. All right, so then I can copy this new zip folder of buggy with that one image replaced. I can then go to where I'm going to keep the mod, which is in Documents, C&C Remastered, Mods, and then for this one, this is a Tiberium Dawn mod. So we're going to have, because the other game is Red Alert and we're not editing that, so we're going to put it in Tiberium Dawn. And I already have a car one, but I was going to kind of show you like what to do here and show you what this will look like. So I'm just going to do car 2, make a new folder. So this is in the Tiberium Dawn mods folder under documents in the documents section, not where the game stuff is, but under documents, not where the game files are, but with in your documents, there's a C&C Remastered folder, and then mods, and then Tiberium Dawn and Car 2. And I'm just going to first just copy it in there, but that is not everything. I don't think that's everything, because what I'm going to show you here is if we go back to the Meg editor, tools. So Meg editor, we're going to open mod experiments, originals Meg, and I'm just going to open that. So what you'll notice is that there's this file structure here. So the way, and it starts with data, and then there's this file structure here. So, well, you see, like, it goes textures, sRGB, Tiberium Dawn, terrain, desert, whatever. And so for buggy, it needs to be, I think this is right. I actually haven't tested it any other way, but data, art, textures, sRGB, Tiberium Dawn, units, buggy. And you'll get this if you just extracted all these files, you would get it automatically. You would see, it would be this data folder with all these other subdirectories, which kind of made it easier for me at first. But I just extracted only that buggy thing. So I'm just going to, so one of the things you need, I'm opening up one of my other mods here, is you need a file that is a JSON file. But I will get to that in just a moment. So then let's start with the data folder. So this data folder is like this data folder. So you'll see here, now I edited, for this particular mod, I edited the source code. So I have a Tiberium Dawn DLL and a PDB file, but you don't need that. So we're going to do, for this particular type of just edit, so I have here, the first folder is going to be art, textures, sRGB, and we're just going to make it, so I'm just going to copy this actually right now, and we're going to put this, and I'm going to make the first folder data, and I'm going to copy and paste that all in there real quick, just to make the folders. I guess I could have typed them out myself or made directory with the command, whatever. But all you need is exactly what you're changing, but it does need to be in this order here. So it needs to be the way the directories are here. But the only file you actually need is what you've changed. So sRGB, Tiberium Dawn. So I'm going to delete this terrain thing because what we're doing has nothing to do with the terrain. Then units, then buggy zip. That's all I had right there, yeah. So, but that's a different mod right there that I was doing. So let me copy this one that we just edited. Textures, units, and BGGY. Delete that other one. Put in this one. And so, yeah, it just needs to match the way you only need to put in there what you're changing, but it just needs to match the way that the file structure looks here in the Meg file, the .meg file that you're looking at in the Meg editor, Meg file editor. And it starts with that data folder. So now I can delete this because I just copied and pasted that. And so then, for it to detect your mod, you need this JSON file. Okay, so I'm just buttoning here because the first way I recorded this wasn't exactly right. But once you have the data folder all set up, the last thing that you need here is with the one thing that you replaced there. And once you have that all set up with the path correct, the last thing that you need is this ccmod.json file, and that is just a text file, but it's got it. You can just right click, make new text file, and you just have to name it exactly this, ccmod.json. Replace the .txt with .json. And then you can open this with Notepad like you do a text file. And then it just has to look like this. So yeah, this is just some code basically that tells the game what it's looking at, what the name of the mod is, the description for the mod, the author of the mod, the load order version. You can just make it exactly this. Don't worry about the load order or version or anything like that. Version low, version high, game type. If you're making a Tiberium Dawn, use TD. Make it this. Or if it's red alert, make it RA. But yeah, the main thing that you would want to change is the name here, the description, and who you are. And then you save that, and it should look just like this. So with these brackets and these quotes and just everything like that, and the commas here. And so yeah, that's that. And then let's boot up the game. And then once you have that JSON, and so ccmod.json, and then you got the data folder with the art, textures, sRGB, Tiberium Dawn units, and that one file that we changed. And so now I'm going to boot up Command and Conquer, and let's test this out. All right, so now when you first boot up the game, it's not going to have your mod selected, but you'll be able to see it over here with all that we did in the mods folder. It'll make it visible here. So let's see. I have my other mod here activated. So car 2, that was what we were doing. So I'm just going to select that, check mark that, and go OK. And then it'll ask you restart the game to apply changes. Restart now. Okay, there we go. And so let's do skirmish, nod, GDI, and we replaced the buggy, which is a nod unit. So I'm just gonna be here, that are there, and let us start. There it is. See, there's my little image.
Yes, sir.
So, but we only replaced the back of it. We only replaced one frame. So as soon as it turns, it's different.
Knowledge.
And you'll notice that there is a little gun on top of it, because that's the gun that's part of the whole image, and you could get rid of that if you wanted by, I'm sure, just making it invisible or something, like deleting all the images or something, or don't delete the images. I'd say just open them up and delete the artwork if you wanted, if you didn't want that part of this image on there. But anyway, so that's basically it. There's the back of a car. That's basically asset replacement. So yeah, it's just tedious. You go through one by one, and that's it. And then we only replaced the remastered graphics. So this game has both the original graphics and the remastered graphics. And the original graphics I'll cover hopefully in a future video, how to do that. That's a whole different thing, but sort of similar in process. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. So thank you. Hopefully that was helpful. And it was just my first in this series. So yeah, I gotta maybe do a little warming up to be have everything. Hopefully I'll be better in the future. Anyway, whatever. All right. Thank you. Later.